Our final question is about playlists. How do you handle playlists? How many songs can you have in a playlist? And if a couple gives you a full playlist of all the songs, how do you react to that? So first off, let's start with we'll just kind of go around here. How many songs would, in your preferred world, when they say give you must plays, how many is a must play list that you're comfortable with? Dan, go ahead first, and then we'll go Dan, Cubbie. How many must plays is good for Dan?
No more than 12.
Cubbie.
No more than 12.
In my DJ event planner, I have 10.
10.
It's literally, it caps them at 10.
So I'll do up to 20, but I would prefer 10. But I've gotten up to 20 of them, and I can usually do that, and I'm happy. Okay, so when they're making making a list of play if you can, because that's an option on DJ Event Planner. How many songs in that category do you prefer to see in a perfect world? Cubbie, go ahead.
In my DJ Event Planner, I have it literally set at 50 songs. In a perfect world, probably give me 20 that I can get off of or play off of, that I can run with, knowing what their vibe is going to be. I always share with my brides and grooms that if they hired me to bake a cake for them, I'd make the best cake they could. And they give me the ingredients, and I'm going to mix that cake for them and make it the best tasting cake. And if a guest comes up there and tries to ruin my cake with Stairway to Heaven, it's not going to happen. And they have my trust in that. So as I share that analogy with them, that they hired me to bake a cake, and I'm going to make the best cake for them, and they love it, and they appreciate that and know that I'm going to be there for them and look out for their best interest.
Dan.
48. No, that's an inside joke that's an inside joke with Keith, because we had this discussion tonight via text prior to this show. So yeah. So in all seriousness, play of possibles, give me all you want. I don't care. You want to give me 200 lists on the list? That's fine. But I will be having the conversation with you that says these are play of possibles, and that's where they're going to stay, because I don't have time to play every single one of these. I will play as many of them as I can. That's why they're play of possibles. So I'm completely open to it, but I definitely have that conversation with them that says we're not getting to 50 songs at 3 minutes a song. And I play off that full version of the song, knowing full well I'm going to mix them shorter, but I play off that full length to make them realize how drastic their list is, because they don't realize, even if they put it up on Spotify and it gives them a total count, they don't recognize how much of that dancing time that they just
ate up,
took hostage from their guests.
Mine in the play if possible about 20. I don't want any more than that, because I find that the must plays I'll work my way through and mix them in, and then if I have too many of the other ones, then I start feeling guilty that I'm missing some of the play, especially if there's better songs over here than are over here. And I'd almost not. I prefer to see more of that limit of 30, 40 songs total across the board. So I've just used the other. The final part of this with playlists is, what do you, when a bride or groom give you a full list of songs and basically say, here are the songs, here's 200 of our favorite songs, we want you to play exclusively from this. How would you handle that situation?
I never had it happen.
Really?
It's because Cubbie, you give them the chef, you give them the baker now.
Yeah, the baker.
Yeah, and I'll address their songs. I will really go through their list and go, because if there's one that is like weird, like I just don't think it's going to hit. I'd ask them why they chose. Why is this Grandpa's favorite song? Why are we doing this? Why? And I'll talk to them about their songs.
I am a really, really expensive jukebox, right? Like if you're wanting to pick out every song and you're wanting to put them in order, you didn't need me. You could have gone to the local store and rented a sound system and even paid them a couple extra bucks to set it up and put your playlist in. You're paying me to do what I do best. So the order needs to be flexible. And how do we handle if somebody comes up and asks for something else? Having that conversation with them and being flat out honest that, listen, this is not going to go the way that you think it is. by picking the order and everything else. I'm not saying you got to be, this is a fine line, because if you do it wrong, they're going to come across cocky and condescending. So you've got to be very careful when you're having that conversation to say, listen, there needs to be flexibility here. Not because I need to play the same songs I play every week, which is what some people will take it when you say, I'm not going to play your list. But rather, I need to have that flexibility to do what I know will work and what your guests will respond to.
Troy Ackerman from DJ Event Planner, when he was a DJ, we talk about his circles of thirds, where he'd like to get a third of the songs from the couple, that there would be a third of the songs that he, as the DJ, would read the crowd and do like what Dan was just saying, having that flexibility to do that. And then a third would come from guest requests, or, the bottom 2/3 would kind of intermingle a little bit. And I've always liked that idea. Now, with that being said, there have been many times where I've been given a list. And sometimes the conversations that Dan was talking about was we were able to talk our way through that and think about that a little bit. And then there were some changes made. So instead of a circle of thirds, it became a circle of half. Half was theirs and half was to the bridge songs, to get from one of their songs to another of their songs, that type of thing. Because most of the time when I give you a big list like that, it's not all horrible. There's some, but there's a lot of good stuff in there too. So you can make it work. In my years, I've had 2 shows where they gave me a list completely, and I wasn't paying attention, I suppose, in advance far enough. And one of them actually was the day of. It was put on it was on the table when I got there, and they're like, "Here's the songs we want for the DJ." It's like, oh no. And when they got there, like, "Did you get our list of songs?" "Yep. That's all we want you to play for the night." It's like, "Are you sure?" That guest requests or whatever, and they're like, "No, there's enough good stuff there. You just play from that. That's all we want." Did it make me happy? Not really. But on the flip side is that at the time I was using Megaseg, and I literally could go through and I put all the songs in the thing, and I could just literally stand back and let it go. Was that the right thing to do? Well, that's what they wanted. And I guess when you get to the point, at the end of the day, they're the ones paying the bill. So I guess they got what they wanted. That was the right thing to do. Maybe it didn't lead to a lot of referrals, I suppose, down the road, but so be it.
I would, for lack of better terms, throw them under the bus in that case. If they're being so hard-nosed that they're not allowing you to go any other direction but their list and in their order, which is a whole other piece to that puzzle, I almost feel like I have to go on the mic at the start of the evening to say, tonight's playlist has been specifically curated by tonight's couple, and we are going to party it out because they love these songs. Because if they're not going to give me any flexibility, I would, and it goes off to be party, I want them just to be the ones that get the credit.
We're actually getting quite a few comments. I'm going to read those quick, Dan, and then you can take us out here in just a second. Somebody who said they had a playlist, gave to the exclusive playlist, and the guests asked if they could request. And he said, unfortunately, you can't. Dan's method of handling that, by the way, is gold, because I have done that. I actually did it that night, and the crowd actually appreciated it, and they're like, yeah, this is kind of cool. There's a playlist there. I would run and hide. Okay. That would work. Brian is, and Brian was seconding Cubbie's why, as asking with some of the songs, and even why they wanted to make the playlist like that. Good playlist songs you want to hear, great songs you didn't even know you wanted to hear. That's kind of Brian Red's philosophy, as he plays some eclectic thing from 1980 something. The bad DJs is really what they're trying to avoid, and I get that. They're hiring for your performance and your skills, as Rocky said. Yep. I think, do I have them all there? Yeah, and it's not, once in a while, that's not your client. Unfortunately, if you've had them booked and this is like the week of, sometimes you have damage control. So, hanging with Howie, DJNTV.com/chill. You don't need all the other stuff. That's Hanging with Howie, and that'll be up here in a few minutes. So go out there to the chill room, which is it's our Zoom room we have. And on Monday nights at 10 o'clock Eastern is Hanging with Howie. And then after that, it's Hanging Out, Talking Shop. Tuesday nights, it's at 10 o'clock again and Eastern time. And that is the Tuesday Night Music Show with Brian and Jay and Howie and John and Matt and Eric. And there's just been a whole crew in there. You can go out and talk music with the guys on Tuesday night. So, and then Dan and I've got some videos dropping this week. And there's Actually, the boys have got a video that they will be dropping later this week about some of the lighting that they were playing with at their wedding that they did on Saturday night. So you guys will have to catch that later in the week as they were playing with some new lights that came in. So yeah, I think that's good. Dan, take us home.
On that note, again, thank you very much for taking time out of your Monday night to join us. Hopefully you enjoyed some of the questions. Hopefully we answered yours. And if not, we saved them. We put them in a document and we'll get to them eventually, I promise. All right. Have yourself a good one. We'll see you next time.
Everybody.